Slow, marhaba, merhaba, hello and welcome to Kirkuk Talks. This is the first ever podcast that has been conducted entirely in English and where we will be bringing you a real conversation that has been a lot of impact towards you, where we will be sharing stories that matters, conversations that challenge, but also insights that inspire. From the ground of Kirkuk towards you and to the world, we are bringing you a real shaping future from very important people and important figures of the city. So whether you're here to learn, to connect, or also to get inspired, you are in the right place. So right now, let's dive in and welcome our first guest. When I think about this guest, I really think about the color green, to be honest, and also the word green. Wanna know why and why exactly green? We will know this in this video. So let's get started with this episode of Kirkuk Talks Podcast. First off, let's welcome our guest, Mr. Hawre. I welcome you to Kirkuk Talks. And first off, of course, the first question is going to be, who is Hawre Hachim?
First of all, thank you very much for having me today. Hawre Hachim is one of the Kirkuki people, and I was born here in Kirkuk. I'm a co-founder and director of Kokar Foundation and master degree in applied mathematics and computer science. I have been teaching math and statistics in different public places. And also as an activist working with the NGOs, local and internationally. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much. Good, but you mentioned Kokar. What is Kokar? Because we don't know actually.
Kokar is, I always say, Kokar is a bucket of colorful flower. Is a diverse and more diverse and colorful foundation in Kirkuk. We founded in 2016, and we were a small group. We called Kokar We Volunteer. But recently in 2019, we registered officially as an NGO or as a foundation in Iraq. So we built an engaged community in Kirkuk. Yeah, we believe the social initiative in community. So we build a network in the community with all the young people.
True.
Yeah.
So it is like more goaling or targeting for the youth of Kirkukis?
It is for all, but based we are in Kirkuk, so we focus on the Kirkuk generation, for example.
True.
Yeah, we have done like 370 events, like working on SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals.
True.
Yeah, and we have done many things like we work in different sector since 2016 until now, and we will continue.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
So, can you tell me about like what Kokar, the foundation that you have, for example, is targeting to in general about the foundation? Like, what is Kokar doing? I mean, they are, for example, I don't want to say it. I want like to get it from you, like to hear from you. So
okay, there is a more definition or more information about Kokar if I want to say, but first of all, Kokar means means group work. It's a Kurdish name.
yes,
Yeah, and it's its logo like this. I'm in. That means I will participate with you. And if you see our logo, it's a colorful. That means refer to people, diverse people in more ethnicities and in Kirkuk. Yeah, from 2016 until 2018, we were working on different sectors, in different goals, like in animal care, in healthcare, in genders, in climate action and education. But after this year, 2018, we start focusing on 2 point or 3 point, like quality education and climate action and genders. So we could find ourselves, our goals. So we work on that sectors. Yeah.
So yeah, it was like also the for example, let's say the environmental points
Sure.
of Kirkuk.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Good. When you think of Kirkuk, let's suppose before Kokar and before working with Kokar, or like having Kokar, was Kirkuk really that empty of plantings and things? I mean, what was Kirkuk for you before Kokar?
Good question. Before, as we know, based on the research they do in environmental, with an environmental expert in Kirkuk, the green zone, the percent of green zone in Kirkuk was less than 1%. Yeah. But recently, last year, we realized that this number or this percent goes little too high, like a 3%. But it's not standard. Based on the Kirkuk is an industrial city, so we need more than standard in the world. If you see based on the human tree ratio, so each person should be there's 5 trees in front of one person, like 7 trees in front of the one car. For example, there is a standard. So if you come to the standard of the green zone in a country, should be not less than 15%. Yeah, 15.
Yes.
Yeah. And then, as I mentioned, Kirkuk has a different case. Like there's a more
sensitive case.
Oil company, stuff like that, or industrial city.
Sure.
So it should be like more than this number. And Kokar is, I'm proud of that, or we are proud of that, to say Kokar is one of the reason to get this less than 1%, 2, 3%, because we know we see our feedback, our result in a district, in a city. Yeah.
Good. Now, of course, like having green spaces is important, and as Kokar is now working on this, I'm very happy that Kirkuk has something like that. And why I wanted you is so that people know there is a foundation who works also on the environmental issues, and also the negative points of environmental of Kirkuk. As I said, as you also mentioned, Kirkuk before 2016 didn't have that much impact towards the environmental issues. And for a foundation like Kokar is also very good, and also for the Kirkukis. Now I want to ask you with, for example, the green spaces. Okay, let's say the green areas. How can a green space or area help you mentally? What do you think about the mental issues, for example, towards the not good well-being in the environmental things? Yeah.
What I want to say, planting trees or working on the environmental, for example, we are not the first one and we are not the last one, for example. There is in the world.
Yeah.
It's a global issue. We know that.
True.
Kokar, for our city, if you feel a responsibility, so you will do that. You will go to fix the problem, fix with this issue, for example. So Kokar, as always, feel that responsibility to go with, to solve at least 1% for that, solve that issue.
Yes.
Yeah, and it is not only, as I said, it's not planting, because you have to work on these different sides. For example, if you plant tree later or after 1 month or 2 months or 1 year, if you not care about that,
It will die.
it will die.
Yeah.
So we have worked on the other side, which is culture awareness. So it is more important than planting tree in actions. Sometimes, okay, the action is important, but the culture awareness.
For the pupil also.
Yes, how you convince people to give the the value of the green zone of the planting trees, because it's, if I plant a tree in my house or in front of my house, you will get benefit, your kids, your family, because
Your
it's
air in
yeah,
general, yes.
it impact many sector, for example. And we, unfortunately, we have heard recently from the center of cancer in our city. So the percent of cancer goes too high recently. It's increasing very bad. So environmental, it is, I think, I'm sure of that. Let's say that environment is one of that issue, that one of the reason to make this person to go
towards
high.
health.
Yeah, yeah. It has many sector. If you get the benefit for the planting trees, or you mentioned about mentally. So if we travel to another country, so the first thing what bring to our mind, you see the trees,
The nature.
the nature. So there is, I think, also says it has he has says, if you want your kids grow naturally, so you should bring them at least 1 year, 3 months, spending 3 months in the nature, at least in
So,
1 year. So
for
if
the
you
body,
want to grow
for
them
the health.
naturally, so you have to bring them to the nature, to the village, or for
Exactly.
example. So this is a global issue, but at least let us quit that. So this person, if you will not care about that, 3 person goes to the 1 person, it will
Exactly.
decrease into that same number.
So yeah, as Kokar is working on trees and also like nature in general, can you tell me like how far they have gone? For example, as Kokar, how far are they right now? For example, in Kirkuk, yeah, the helpings for Kirkukis, Kirkuk.
I got it. Kokar, from 2016, after that, because we funded in the 2016, we have produced and distributed over 100,000 trees. Yeah, in our nursery. I can say 20% of that number we brought it from the people, from the other nursery, from the other places by donations. But other 80% we produced by our hand, from the seed to the trees stage. Yeah, actually we started from the spring, from March or April, to planting seeds until end of September or October. You see the trees like a 1 meter, and to give it freely to the people.
True.
So yeah, we have over 100,000 trees.
100,000.
Yeah, but our goal is not stopping here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has to go
Yes.
further.
Yeah.
True.
Of course.
Good. Now, Kokar, the foundation, of course, it doesn't go, for example, alone. Now you are mentioning like the number of 100,000 trees or plants in general. It is like a huge number. So who are the helpers or supporters? Because no one can, for example, not a single man can plant 100,000 trees unless he's Superman. But who are they and who is supporting and
Financially
helping?
or the...
No, I mean, who is like included in the foundation? I mean, as...
Okay.
Yeah.
So the beneficiaries for that, the benefit of that campaign, so we can say the first community in general. Yeah. In each event, we more than 700 volunteers engage with a campaign by registration. Except that the random people comes to participate in the campaign because we have a data, and based on Google form we posted on social media.
So there's a form, I can say.
Yes, of course. Each before 1 or 2 months before a campaign, we posted this form, and people's register from different places in Kirkuk. Yeah, and this is the whole campaign will go with the volunteers. Yeah, volunteers from Kirkuk, of course.
So the
and
first
around
place is volunteer?
Yeah.
From volunteers?
Sorry?
The first place who helps, for example, the foundation is volunteering?
Yeah, sure.
Good. So how can, for example, you tell or convince the volunteers to help? Like, what is this message?
This is the long story.
Yeah.
No, of course. If you want to work, or if you want to separate the nice idea, so you have to go the first. For example, what I want to say.
The leader has to go first?
No, I mean the leader. You have to be the first one to do. Once you done this work, this action,
yes,
and then the people see the result of your action, and they see what is the benefit of your action. So when we done before the first campaign, they see this is free for people. Yeah, we collect the donation and we buy the trees, the first campaign, and the people became the big part of that campaign. So, and we call that day, it's like a day for Kirkuki. This is a peace day for our community, because you know that, as I mentioned, Kirkuk is a diverse community.
Yes.
So you see the people from different ethnicity participated in this campaign.
That's what I wanted to mention right now. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like different and
sure.
multicultural.
Yeah. We have a story about that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what is the story?
The story is because it's built a friendship and the marriage between yes, sure, between Kurd and Arab and Turkmen, and there is we have this. This is the give you the value of the campaign, and how if you see if you want to separate the peace or
the positivity of it.
Yeah, the positivity of that part, the part. So this is the peaceful. This is the coexistent peaceful.
Sure.
Yeah, in direct way. You work on that, not saying let's do. No. Actions will impact.
Actions is what matter. Yeah. This is like a quote, actually, like everyone
and
says.
this is not easy. By the way, it is not easy because you first of all it's not easy to build a trustful, or to be transparency among the people. So as I mentioned, when you do something, they realize that you are for your benefit or for the community benefit. So the people realize that this is the Kokar for people. It is not only, it's not the, how can I say, for NGO and for specific benefit that it's funded from this year to it is for people. I always saying, what is Kokar? I say Kokar is for people. Kokar means people, Kirkuki people.
True.
Yeah. So once you see Kokar, that means because when we feel, you feel responsibility in your community, so that means you are belong to the community, and the community will be work together.
True.
Yeah.
Good. So you have mentioned NGO. What was your role in NGO, and what was that NGO story and journey you had?
For me or for as a Kokar?
No, for you. Yeah.
I have worked as a for example, as a employee in international NGO, but as a project officer, I have worked with the TDH. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, with the UN, I was a coordinator, for example. Yeah, but I have another job, which is in a public, in the government sector, math teacher. Yeah, in some time I get the part-time job.
Students will come to you now.
Yeah.
I also. Yeah.
I'm always volunteering. I cannot teach people with the money, but I can teach them volunteering. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
It is a benefit. So your role was like internationally also?
Yep, kind of. I have participated in the program abroad. Yeah, I brought one of the movement in Egypt, the Nasser Fellowship for International Leadership. I brought that movement to Iraq.
Wow.
Yeah, in 2000, after Corona, 2021. Yeah, and recently I was the Fulbright alumni in 2024 court, Supreme Court.
Fulbright?
Yep.
What is Fulbright?
Fulbright has it's a kind of scholarship, yeah, full scholarship. Based on your qualification, when you apply, you get the invitation. We know that Fulbright has a master for master study and for other courses like diploma courses, short courses, 2 months. So I was one of the alumni for not for master, because I already have a master. For the other course, TE, Teaching Excellence and Achievement, this is for high school teachers. Yeah, this is a good thing, because I was one of the first one in Kirkuk, which is accepted from this program, and it's fully scholarship, fully funded, and it is a long term. When you apply with a form and you get accepted, and secondly you do an interview, then you do an English test.
Before going like to the Fulbright fully, I want your journey from these things. For example, from the scholarship, what were your benefits? Yeah, before like go and talk about what Fulbright in general is. What was like your journey in Fulbright? Like what are they doing?
The benefit of Fulbright for me, you mean that?
Yes.
So Fulbright, for example, for teachers, for high school teacher, there's for a university teacher, there's for the IREX program, IREX Institute, it's a U.S. institute with the Beru Institute. This is the foundation. So they have a different scholarship, different training courses. So from the high school until the university, student and teacher. Okay, for my Fulbright, teacher should be can control the method of teaching. For example, to know very well the technique of the teaching, the modern. We have
the methods.
Not only mathematics, all the subject. When you become a teacher, you have to very good in a method of teaching.
Yes.
Because we are in 2024, so there is a modern technique.
Exactly.
Yeah, and every every single teacher need that new modern technique, because now especially technology has wide impact in our daily life.
Sure.
So for me, from my side, I get benefit from the technology, how to use technology in a classroom, and the media literacy, because teacher and student.
Like it's very beneficial for teachers?
For both, because especially first of all for teacher. Once teacher.
I'm a teacher, so I don't know where are my benefits in that?
Yeah.
It's like in these areas of teaching.
Yeah, sure. For example, if we are a teacher. How we separate the real story, the real information with the fake information. This is the media literacy. We call it media literacy. So in that course, you get the different technique and methodology of teaching, how to use it. You have to use with your student in a modern way. So this is the benefit of the TE Fulbright scholarship.
For example, there are a lot of scholarships, like entirely in the world, we can say. According to America, also like, I don't know, maybe
Other
British.
countries.
Yeah, exactly. Let's say the British Embassy or the American Embassy have brought like some scholarships and the things. So, I mean, for example, in Kirkuk, there is now, for example, the Access program. It's also a scholarship, fully funded from America, and like people or students will get like benefits from this scholarship. But do you think that it's so beneficial for Fulbright, like to give it towards the students or to the community?
Absolutely. There is, as we mentioned, there is a many scholarship in the world, but the point is here how to get this scholarship. We have to know identify the scholarship, which kind of scholarship you need. For example, if I have a master, I will not be get benefit from I will not be accepted for another master. This is the rate of acceptance to acceptance. But if you are a student, for example, you graduated from bachelor, so there is a different scholarship for you. Or if you are a teacher, as I said, there is a different scholarship. If you are a high school students, there is a scholarship. But the point is here, how we get this scholarship for us. First of all, we have to hear, or for example, for me, I can be the first one I can be the person who help the other, who led them, to guide them how apply. Not only for teacher, for students also. Yeah, I can be I can assist with anyone.
The guide, be the guide.
Yes, yeah, sure. And this is doing the event for student, for teacher, to spread the idea, to give them this information, how to apply, what is the benefit, what is the key success for that program. So I always saying that the United States has more opportunity for students, especially for Iraq. We have a ILIP, we have a MEPI, we have a blah 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 Access and Fulbright, other, and except the European countries like that, like Erasmus, for example, and achievement in Britain for UK. So we have to link with that people, for example, is alumni or student, or he's still studying there, so we get information, we get in contact. So to know more about the information, and you read, and if you need access, so you can contact, for example, Mr. Anas, he's an Access program, for example, or Mr. Hawre, he's a Fulbright alumni, or Mr. Ahmed, he's a Chivnin, for example. This contact, this kind of networking is
important.
Yeah,
exactly. Good. So there is like one point that bothers me too, for the citizens of Kirkuk. As for example, we have access other scholarships and stuff, but people maybe feel it, but also don't know maybe. How, if they should be applying or going into the scholarships, you know. So for you, as Mr. Hawre, how can you, for example, convince people for good scholarships so that they apply for them? Because this is very important. There are like scholarships, but people are not applying for them. And this is like kind of, for example, like missing chances, missing huge chances while they don't know, you know? So what is like for example, this, I don't know, advice you can give them?
In what I want to say, each in our lives, so there is a chance. 1, 2, 3, for example. So these chance linked with our ages. For example, from UC, if you go to any program, scholarship, so there is a age range. So if maybe I will, when I pass 35 age, so I will not be able to participate in this program, for example. This is a chance. So here the first point. Second one, so people loves traveling to see other culture, to see the other language, to see other people, to communicate. So this is the second one. Third one, based on on your specialize your field. For example, if you are an English teacher, so you love to see other English teacher, and the technique or the information, the knowledge of the English, or the anything about English, so in other countries. So I don't think so. People don't love this thing. So in our life, we have to improve our skill year or month after month or year after year. So during our lives.
Yeah.
So for student, so this is the opportunity. If you get, for example, the partial fund or fully funded, so why not you study in another country and you get the high quality of education, of information or knowledge, so you will have access to other things after your program, after your training course, after your study. For example, if you graduate from bachelor in another country, so maybe you have access to get a job there, of course, and other opportunities as it's mentioned in other programs.
Great.
So this is the things people should think about that. If I want to improve my field, myself in any kind of field, so I have to go with this. Not only scholarship. I mean, the scholarship is one of the for student and teacher. This is the good way to improve your skills.
Yeah, scholarship is always important, and that's what I want to give, like to share for the citizens and also for the audience. They should start, I mean, at least try to, for example, make their researches, because there is like this point that kind of bothers. Scholarships don't follow them, but they have to follow this.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
So, thank you so much for these advices. And this was the episode for today in Kirkuk Talk Podcast. I am thanking my guest for giving you a lot of good advices, and also for me, like personally, I have received a lot of good informations. For this now, I have to end this episode by saying bye-bye to you, but there's also one maybe word that my guest wants to tell you, so he has a minute now. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.
In the end of my message, we all author our lives, so you choose your way. You will be clever at the expense of other people, or you will be kind. So let us be kind for all. Thank you very much.